One of the big ideas right now is basic income, where the government would produce a specific amount, a stipend, given to everybody in the country. And that would be like no matter where you stood economically, you would get that. Unless you made more than it, then you wouldn't get it. So basically all the people on the bottom would have one solid guaranteed income. Now there are different variations, as some say have the guaranteed income, but then other services are removed, like healthcare you would have to pay for. Others say that you should have the universal healthcare and the basic income at the same time. So there are different variations of it. Right now, one of the places that's testing this is Ontario, along with other places around the world. But what I think is going on here is that this is not a test of the actual basic income to see its effects on the economy, because it's being done in a way that's far, far too small. I think what's really being tested here is the effect that it will have on working people, their willingness to enter into the labor force. Because if this was about the impacts on the economy, then they would be doing this on a much, much larger scale instead of a small select group of people. Now consider the stage of capitalism that we live in, neoliberalism. And this has done a whole ton of work to try to make labor better for capitalists in the developed countries. It destroyed unions, it destroyed wages, the bargaining power of people, etc. In other words, busted everything down to where what social net there was a very minimal one, and it felt really insulting, so that you were more inclined to seek low-wage, part-time work, which is what people got once jobs were shipped out of the country and neoliberalism really took hold. So the question is before us. If we're in neoliberalism, and this is being carried out by neoliberal governments, why is it happening? What happened previously with neoliberalism was designed to make jobs more competitive, to force people into lower wage jobs. So why would they suddenly give a basic income to absolutely everybody? The answer lies in how the basic income is going to be carried out. I think it's very obvious to see that, at least within Ontario, what's going to happen is if there is a basic income, other government services are going to be gotten rid of. For example, government housing will be gotten rid of, the healthcare system will be privatized, etc. Because this actually does go in favor of the neoliberal organization. Now think about it. You've got a basic income coming in to everybody. There's a very minimal amount of bureaucracy behind it as compared to what you would get with a universal healthcare system or government housing. Not that there aren't bureaucracies when it's privatized, but that the government won't have to be dealing with it. So all these things can be privatized off into the hands of the capitalist class, which can now be afforded because of the basic income that has been given to people. I mean, let's face it, the capitalist class isn't just going to keep all the government services and provide a basic income. Although theoretically they could do it, I don't think that they are going to do it, because it's far more profitable for the capitalist class to have that income come into everybody so that everybody can afford to buy their stuff. Instead of being taxed to pay for government services, that money which they're taxed can go into people's pockets and then go right back into their own. And this is what I think is really what basic income is all about. I mean, it could be done in a really good way where you could still keep the services, but I sincerely doubt that they're going to do that. And I think that's really what's going on here, is that this is another neoliberal idea, and one that will just seek to fill the pockets of the capitalist class while posing as something progressive that's going to help regular people. And many leftists are rolling out the red carpet for the idea of a basic income, because again, it panders to their idea that you can get social justice without actually having to do revolution. All you have to do is just vote for this nice reform that the capitalist class wants to do. Because you really in the end have to ask yourself, if the capitalist class is willing to hand over a concession, what is it they're trying to avoid by giving it to you? Or what's in it for them? Because this is their system and they get the final say no matter what, unless you destroy the system. So it's always a case where you have to follow the money, but also pay attention to what they would be getting out of it or what they would be avoiding by giving it out. Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.